Alright, Chapter 4. Direct general support with the depot maintenance instruction. The scope of the following instructions for the direct with the general support with the depot maintenance with the personnel with the game, with the information with the equipment, with the base, with the beyond, with the space, scope with the tool, with the equipment, the personnel supply with the normally viable with the organizational maintenance appendix A, include with the list with the publication, have the direct general support with the WBO maintenance with the appendix B, with the game, with the basic item issue list, and appendix C, with the game, with the maintenance for the allocation chart with the 4-2, with the record of the report form, with the record of the report forms applicable, direct with the general support with the depot maintenance with the refer to TM 388, 38750, no applicable forms excluding with the TAN form 46 with the U.S. government motor vehicles operated with the identification card, which is carried by the operator, should be kept in the canvas bag mounted on the equipment. Figure section 2, description of the data, the complete description of the welding machine, refer to paragraph 1.3 with the 1.4 to tabulate the data. The paragraph contains all the overhaul of the data to the director general support with the detail, maintenance personnel. B, the time stamp with the table of the 4.1 leaf with the number of the man hours required for the normal operation to perform the indicated maintenance with the repair with the welding machine. Adverse conditions of operation with the take no longer than the ideal conditions, higher special skilled mechanics in the operation for the accomplished within considerable less time. Section 3, tools, special tools and equipment. Special tools and equipment. No special tools and equipment are required for the direct and general support for the depot maintenance of the welding machine. 4, with the direct general support for the depot maintenance for the repair parts. The direct and general support for the depot maintenance repair parts are listed and illustrated in TM 534312225 P when published. 4, the specially designed tools and equipment. No specially designed tools and equipment are required for the direct general support for the depot maintenance for the maintenance of the welding machine. Section 4, troubleshooting. 4.8, the section provide the information for the diagnosis of the correct and unsatisfactory operation of the welding machine with the aim of the component for the easy for the troubleshooting state with the file with the listen and probable call for the trouble, the possible remedy recommended for the operation of the opposite of the cause. Welding machine smoke with the main transformer, the defective to replace the transformer, the necessary transformer, the defective to replace transformer, the main rectifier defective to replace the rectifier. 410, polarity cannot be selected with the polarity switch is defective to replace the switch. Range cannot be selected, range into polarity switch is defective to replace switch. 412, welding machine is internal arcing. The connects loose, if the tighten the connection, the shorten coil, the replace coil. 413, welding machine failed to start, main the transformer defective to replace the transformer, wire defective to replace the repair and replace wiring. 414, welding machine operating with rectally, rectifier to defective place, reflective to control rheostat, defective to place rheostat, range polarity, switch to control the dirty and grease of the band, and possible remedy clear with the restraint with the contact to replace switch. 415, contactor break circuit with the probable cause wire shortened. Possible remedy, repair and replace wiring. Probable cause the defective thermostatic switch. Replace the thermostatic switch. Play main transformer shorted. Replace transformer. Section 5, control panel. A, remove the welder top of the side with the paragraph 326. Remove the power switch paragraph 329. Remove the standard remote switch with paragraph 330. Remove the higher frequency switch 331. Remove the main auto switch paragraph 322. Remove the fuse receptacle paragraph 334. Remove the start adjustment rheostat paragraph 420. Remove the control rheostat paragraph 418. Remove the range of the polarity switch, paragraph 417, with the remove of the front door of the assembly, paragraph 327, with the remove of the intensity inert gas metallic switch for the paragraph 421. Remove the ground electrode terminal paragraph 346, remove the paragraph 4111, and remove the control panel the installation figure. Refer to figure 41, install the control panel, install the ground electrode terminal, paragraph 346, install the intensity inert gas metallic switch, paragraph 421, install the front door assembly, paragraph 327, install the range and polarity switch, paragraph 427, install the control rheostat 418, with install the paragraph start adjustment rheostat paragraph 420 install the fuse receptacle paragraph 334 with install the main auto switch paragraph 332 with install the high frequency switch paragraph 331. Install the channel remote switch paragraph 330, install the power switch to 329, install the top side of the welding machine paragraph 326. Remove screw with the control panel, the front axis door, remove screws 2. Control panel, remove the insulation. Section 6. Range and polarity switch control rheostat intensity selected rheostat starting adjusting rheostat intense generic gas and metallic switch. Range and polarity switch assembly. Remove the welding machine top of the housing paragraph 326. Remove the top and the 2 control rectifiers mounted with the polarity range of switch for the back of the paragraph 423. Remove the control rheostat paragraph 418. Refer to paragraph figure 42 for the remove of the range and polarity switch assembly. Installation. Refer to figure 42 for the installation of the remove of the polarity switch with the install of the control rheostat paragraph 418. With the install of the 2 control rectifier for the back of the range of the polarity switch assembly paragraph 423. Install the top of the side of the welding machine paragraph 326. 418, control rheostat with the removal. Remove the top of the side of the welding machine paragraph 326. Remove the figure 43 with the removal of the care control rheostat. Testing with the connect the omni of the 2 outer terminal of the rheostat with the step of the meter with the RX1. Scale, the reading of it should be at 15 ohm, but the reading of the more less than 50 ohms were played with the rheostat connected with the nominee with the connect with the terminal, but either outside of the terminal rheostat set with the meter on the RX1 to scale with the terminal the rheostat either direction until the stops and turn in the opposite direction slowly evenly until it stops again. The indicator on the meter should increase and decrease evenly according with the speed within the rheostat determined within the meter, but the indicator does not function described. Play for the rheostat. Note: make sure the meter used above is tested properly. Work condition installation. Refer to Figure 4.3 with the install with the control rheostat. Install with the top of the side with the welding machine figure, paragraph 326 and 429. Install with the intensity with the rheostat. And remove the top of the side with the welding machine, paragraph 326. Refer to Figure 4.4 with the remove of the install intensity with the rheostat. B. Testing. The connect with the meter with the two outer terminal with the rheostat step with the meter on the RX1 scale with the reading that should be between 10,000 ohms, and if the reading is more than less than 10,000 ohms, replace the rheostat. Connect the meter to shown with the terminal either outside of the terminal rheostat set with the morning meter with the RX1 scale with the return of the rheostat in either direction until the top of the terminal the opposite of the direction, slow with the even until the stops again. Indicator of the meter should increase the degree evenly according to the speed and width of the rheostat. The terminal the meter of the indicator does not function described to play for the rheostat. No, make sure the meter is with above the proper working condition. Installation. Refer to Figure 4.4 for the installation of the intensity rheostat and install at the top of the side with the welding machine, paragraph 326 and 420. Starting adjustment of the rheostat. Removal of the top of the welding machine. The paragraph 326. Refer to Figure 4.5 with the removal of the starting adjustment of the rheostat value. B. Test and connect the meter with the two outer terminals of the rheostat. The step of the meter with the RX1 scale with the reading of the should be between 15 ohms, but the reading of is more than less than 15 ohms. Replay with the rheostat. Connect with the meter to the center of the terminal when either outside of the terminal of the rheostat with the step of the meter of the RX1 scale with the terminal of the rheostat. Either direction until the stop, then turn with the opposite of the direction slowly, evenly, and stop again with the indicator on the meter should increase with the decrease evenly accordingly to the speed with the rheostat. Turn with the meter with the indicator does not function described and replay for the rheostat. Alright, show the figure 3.4 to show the range of the polarity switch assembly. Show the remove the set screw with the knob of the tube with the polarity switch with the control rheostat with the front of the fan tag, and then remove the electrical leads. Notice necessary to remove the screw from the top tube from the front of the panel with the free switch. Remove the screw and lock washer the nut with the thread with the clamp with the free leads from the free other leads in similar manner. Remove the screw lock washer from the nut with the disconnect lead, disconnect with the other lead in a similar manner. Alright, this shows the 4.3 shows the control rheostat, removal of the insulation. The tag of the disconnected electrical leads is required. Remove the cotter pin, remove the screw with the two, and lock washer two with the control of the rheostat. Pull the control knob with the shaft into the front of the panel. 421. The tungsten inert gas metallic switch. Remove the top of the side from the welding machine with the paragraph 326. Refer to Figure 4.1 for the removal of 4.4 for the removal of the tungsten inert gas metallic switch. Installation. Refer to Figure 4.4 for the installation of the tungsten TIG metallic switch and install at the top of the side of the welding machine. Paragraph 326. Note the tag of the disconnect electrical leads is necessary. Pull off the knob and the intensity of the rheostat. Remove the screw with the two. Loosen set the screw with the tungsten inert switch. Remove the screw with the lock washer 4 with the nut screws. Note: remove the switch from the rear of the front of the front frame. Figure 4.4 intensity with the rheostat. The tungsten inert gas switch. Removal of the insulation. Alright, so Figure 4.5 shows the starting of the adjustment rheostat, removal of the insulation. Note: tag of the disconnected electrical wires is necessary. If the starting adjustment of the rheostat, remove the set screw, and remove the set screw with the two, lock washer 2, pull off the knob. Section 7. Rectifier assembly with the control rectifier with the capacitor and resistor. The rectifier with the assembly. Remove the top of the side with the welding machine. Pack over 326. Remove the fan motor with the guard. Figure 351. Remove the rectifier with thermostatic switch 342. With the refer to Figure 4.6 with the remove of the rectifier assembly. Installation for refer to Figure 4.6 for the install of the rectifier assembly. Install of the rectifier thermostatic switch. Figure 342 with the install of the fan motor with the guard assembly. Paragraph 351. Install the top side with the welding machine. Paragraph 326 with the warning with the malfunction of the cellium rectifier curve. They really ventilate air to prevent inhalation of the poison. Fumes do not handle the damaged rectifier when it is warm to avoid absorption of the poison cellium oxide compound throughout the skin. Failure to observe the warning can result in the serious injury of death. The 423, the control rectifiers remove the top side with the welding machine. Paragraph 326 with the refer to Figure 47 with the remove of the control rectifiers. Show the note tag of the disconnected electrical leads, necessary rectifier assembly, and the remove of the nuts 4 of the washer 4 and the screws 4. 4.6 show the rectifier assembly, removal and insulation. B. Insulation. Refer to Figure 4.7 the installation of the control rectifier installed with the top side of the welding machine. Figure 327. 326. 424. Capacitors. Remove the top side of the welding machine. Paragraph 326 with the refer to Figure 4A with the remove of the capacitor. Test and connect with the suitable capacitor for the test with the wire. Leave the check with the capacitor for the open and short circuit with the installation. Refer to Figure 4A with the install of the capacitor. Install the top side of the welding machine. Paragraph 326. 425 resistors. Removal over the top side from the welding machine pickup. 326 with the further figure 49 with the removal of the resistor. Note, tag and disconnect with electrical leads is necessary. Control rectifier. Remove the nut and lock washer necessary. Remove the screw in the nut with the lock washers 2 and remove the screw with the nut with the lock washers, rectifier and rectifier. The power capacitor. Note, the tag and disconnect electrical leads is necessary. Remove the remaining capacitor with a similar manner. Remove the screws, lock washers 2 and enough the power capacitor. Warning, show the capacitor connection with the ground before the removal of the failure to do so may result in a serious electrical shock. No, attacking and disconnect electrical leads is necessary. Untitled leave the capacitor, full capacitors from the clips and bypass the capacitor. See high frequency capacitor. Note, attack and disconnect electrical leads is necessary. Capacitor. Remove the two screws 2, lock washers 2, remove the nuts 2, lock washers 2, remove the screws 2, lock washers 2, screw untitled leads and capacitor, high frequency capacitor. Testing. Check connect the ammeter with the resistor lead. Check with the resistor and the meter leading the must conform with the resistor value with the shown in the schematic diagram. Install the refractor figure 49 with the install of the resistor. Install the top side with the welding machine figure 326. Hey, the resistor panel. No, disconnect and tag of the electrical leads. The necessary resistor R2 with the resistor R9. The unsoldered lead with the remove the screw 2. The lock washer 2 with the show the B resistor transformer compartment. Remove the screws 2. Nuts 2. Lock washer 2. Resistor 12 with the and tag disconnect electrical leads is necessary. C. Resistor capacitor bank unsoldered leads. The resistor tag and disconnect electrical leads is necessary. D. Show the balance resistor tag and disconnect electrical leads is necessary. Remove the screw 2. Not with screw lock washer 2. Balance resistor 6 of the hours. Balance resistor 11. The resistor 10. Move the screws 2. Nut screws and lock washer 2. Show the figure E. The resistor high frequency board. Note the tag of the disconnect electrical leads is necessary. Remove the screw the 2 lock washer 2 resistors unlocked out of leads. Resistor 1. Alright, section 8. Relays the high-frequency panel with the high-frequency transformer with the control transformer, the transformer, magnetic amplifier, stabilizer. 326 removal. 326 relay. The removal of the relay to the top side with the welding machine pickup. 326 with the remove of the top screw with the remove of the housing with the relay compartment. The referred to figure 410 with the remove of the relays. Installation referred to figure 410 with the install of the relay with the replace with the cover of the relay housing shear with the 2 screws. Install the top side of the top and side with the welding machine pickup. 326. Show the note that for each 410 show the relay removal of the insulation. Show the remove the relay cover the tag of the disconnect electrical lead as required to remove screws 2 of the relay. Note, remove the remaining relays in a similar manner. 427 high frequency panel. Remove the top side with the welding machine pickup. 326 with the remove of the figure with the 411. Remove the high frequency panel installation. Refer to figure 411 and install the high frequency panel. Install the top side with the welding machine figure pickup 326. 428. The high frequency tram with the remove of the high frequency panel with the figure 427. Refer to figure 412 with the remove of the high frequency transformer. The testing with the connect with the ammeter primary lead. The check with the resistance of the meter should be read between 230 ohms. The connect with the ammeter with the secondary lead. The check with the resistance of the meter should read with the 3600 ohms. The connect with the mega ohm meter to provide the primary secondary testing the insulation breaking the down. Install the refer to figure 412 with the install of the high frequency transformer. Install the frequency panel paragraph 427. Alright, paragraph 429, air coupling coil, the removal, remove the free high frequency panel figure 427, refer to figure 412, the removal of the air coupling coil. The testing, connect the multimeter with the coil lead with the testing continuity. If there's no reading of the multimeter, replace with the coil, we'll connect with the mega ohm meter with the coil to test the insulation of the breakdown. Show the 411, show the high frequency panel, removal of the insulation. Show the note and tag disconnected electrical needs is necessary. The number 4 washers, screws, and nuts. And the insulation front of figure 412, they will play for the air coupling hose coil. Install the high frequency panel figure 427, 430, control and transformer. The removal. Move the top and side with the welding machine pickup 327, refer to figure 413, remove the control transformer. The testing for the neck of the 230 volt amp power supports to the input lead with the number 16 with the center tap lead with the number 40. Connect with the voltmeter to the secondary lead with the number 1 and 4 with the meter reading that should be to 115 volts. Connect the voltmeter with the secondary lead with the number 31 and 32 with the meter should be read with the 330 volts. Connect the voltmeter with the secondary lead with the number 41 and 42 with the meter should be read 15 volts. The meter reading of this other than the specified as the transformer must be replaced with the installation front of figure 413. Install the control of the transformer and install the top and side of the welding machine figure for paragraph 326. Figure 431, the main transformer, remove the top and side of the welding machine, paragraph 326, remove the range and polarity switch, paragraph 417. No, disconnecting the light lead necessary. Remove nut 4, washer 4, screw 4, high frequency transformer, air coupling coil. Remove the nut washer and 2 screws. Remove the high 412, the high frequency transformer, air coupling. Remove the insulation. Remove the rectifier assembly. Paragraph 422. Remove the control transformer. Paragraph 430. Refer to figure 414 for the removal of the main transformer insulation. Refer to figure 414. Install the main transformer. Install the control transformer. Paragraph 430 with install the rectifier assembly. Paragraph 422. Figure 413 for the coil transformer, the remove of the insulation note and tag, disconnect electrical leads as necessary to control the transformer, the remove of the net and the washer for the screw, the fours, install the top side of the welding machine. Figure of the paragraph 326. 432, magnetic amplifier. Removal of the top of the side from the welding machine. Paragraph 326. Remove of the range and pole area switch assembly. Figure 417. Remove the rectifier assembly. Paragraph 422 for the rectifier. Figure 414. Remove the magnetic amplifier. Installation. And refer to figure 414. Install the magnetic amplifier with the install of the rectifier assembly. Paragraph 422 for the install of the range and pole area switch. Figure 417. Install the top of the side of the welding machine. 326. 433, stabilizer. Remove the top of the side from which the welding machine. Paragraph 326. And also the, refer to figure 414, remove the stabilizer. Testing with the connecting multimeter with the coil leads and set with the meter on with the indicator with the give. No reading of the coil. Open circle with the weld must be replaced with and the installation. Refer to figure 414. Install the stabilizer. Install the top of the side of the welding machine. 326. So this show the figure 414 show the main transformer, magnetic amplifier, stabilizer, removal of the insulation. Show the tag and the disconnect electrical leads is necessary. Remove the forward lock, washer forwards inside the tooth, grind off the welds, and remove the strap of the forward, replace the coils, stabilize, grind off welds 2, replace the coils, remove the thermostatic switch, grind off the welds, to remove the main transformer, the grind off the welds, magnetic amplifier, ground off the welds. Section 9, wire assembly. General, the welding machine has no wiring harness. They replace with the complete with even with the wirings made with the individual wires connected with the point to put the tab together to the form the hole. The 435, the wiring. Remove the top of the side of the welding machine. Pick up 326 without the tape. Remove the wire from the cable to assembly. Disconnect with the wire with the equipment at each end. Test each of the wire. Continue with each of the end of the wire with the components of the wedge for the tank of the test. Touch with the test bowl with the multimeter at each end of the wire. Continue with it to indicate whether if the wire is defective, must be replaced and repaired. Replace the shave of the insulation with the wire that exposed with the 1/2 inch of the bare wire at the bottom and end of the break with the twist of the bare wire. Together with the side with the connect with the cover of the repair with the electrical tape. Do not leave any bare wire exposed. If the terminal lug is damaged, the break off the wire. Replace with the use of the exact duplicated terminal with replace the wire with the disconnect with the components to which the connector remove the wire. Install with the new wire for the connect with the components with the images broken from the wire part with the cable assembly. Disconnect the wire both ends. Cut the tape with the remove the end of the cable assembly. Install with the new wire attached with the cable assembly. Retape and retape. Install. Repair with replace the wires of paragraph C and D above. Then install the welding machine top paragraph side 326. Section 10, frame and the main transformer support assembly. General. Welding machine frame of the main transformer support assembly. Welding construction constructed with heavy material that you skid with the make of the bottom of the range and design for the bottom of the bolts of the welding machine so far with the skid with the holding the welding machine approximately 4 inches for the floor to allow the full air circulation through the welding machine for the cooling of the main transformer, the magnetic amplifier stabilizer unit as well as bolted in the frame. Figure 437 the frame and the main transformer support assembly. Removal of the main transformer in paragraph 431. Remove the magnetic amplifier 432 and remove the stabilizer 433. After the three components are above, the remove the frame with the transformer support is free. Installation of the stabilizer 433 and install of the magnetic amplifier 432 with the main install of the main transformer 431. All right, Chapter 5, Demolition, Shipping, and Limited Storage.